Hi everybody, this is Esther Kane with SeniorSafetyAdvice.com. Very tired today, but I wanted to do this video as a follow-up to another video that I did a few years ago that I am, for whatever reason, getting a lot of comments recently on. So I don't know if people have just discovered that video or what. But that previous video that I did was about 10 signs to look for that indicate that an older person should not be living alone anymore. Now the video is mainly directed to family caregivers, and the issues that it talks about, the 10 signs, have to do with cognitive decline and or physical decline. You know, one or both of the one or the other or both. But the comments that I'm getting recently on that video are, I'll say negative versus hate. And they're obviously mostly from older adults who are basically annoyed, angry, frustrated that others would even consider issues about assessing them for living alone. So some of the comments that I'm getting are things like, I've fallen many times, no one seems to be worried about that. I would certainly recommend to get other healthcare providers for that person. Other comments are, who are you? Why would you dare or anyone dare to tell me not to live alone? I do what I want. If I want to die on the kitchen floor, then that's what I'll do. Well, certainly that is your prerogative. No one is saying no, don't do that, or you can't do that. Things along that line. And certainly I'll have a link to that video below, and you can go there and see the comments yourself and my responses to them. But it's interesting that to me, in my mind, the way I see it, is that the majority of these comments, if not all of them, are really coming from a place of, not wanting to lose control of their lives. And I certainly can't blame them. No one wants to lose control of their lives. But the ironic thing is that by not taking control of your life, of the situation that you're in, you do end up losing control much more than you would have if you had initially taken action. So I'll give you a good example. So a good friend of mine has, her mom is 92 years old, and for the past at least 10 years has had difficulty with mobility. She's able to get up and walk and function and do her things, but because of severe sciatic pain and because of her immobility, her muscles are weak, she can't do too much, but she could certainly function for a very long time. But in the last year now, or maybe even a little more, she has started to fall. She lives alone in a single-story house, which she refuses to move out of. So she doesn't have people attending to her or coming to see her on a regular basis. She doesn't attend any social events, and she just relies on her children to be her social entertainment and to care for her, which is fine, but some live in other states and they work full time, so they don't have that luxury of being there all the time. Anyway, she fell once and injured her shoulder. She fell again and broke her hip, so she had to go through hospitalization and rehab, and came home with care, I think 8 hours a day. And now she fell again, and she broke her leg this time. So now it's time that she gets 24-hour care. So instead of moving into a facility 10 years ago that was smaller, that was a bit safer for her, that provided her with social activities where she could be more physically active and strengthen her muscles and, you know, be a bit healthier than what she is, than just sitting on the sofa at home watching TV every day, all day, and most of the evening. So now she has lost complete control of her life because she really can't go back home. If she does go back home, she needs 24-hour care, which is around $20,000 a month. So she's lost way more than what she ever thought she could or would. And I get it. I get how difficult it is to change. I understand that completely. But at the same time, if you want to take control of your life, then do that. Do that by being honest with yourself about the safest and easiest way for you to live. Living in a 2-story house can be very difficult for older adults unless you install things like chair lifts or elevators, stair treads, you know, anything that you can do to make the home itself safer for you. But of course, if you have cognitive decline issues, then there really isn't a safe environment for you that doesn't have other people watching out for you in some fashion or format, be it family, be it friends, be it neighbors, community, you know, whatever. One of the housing options that I talk about in another article that I wrote, which I'll have a link to below, is basically a community village, kind of like the communes that they used to have years ago, you know, with hippies. They would have a communal kitchen. Everybody had their own house in this one particular area, and you would all meet in that communal kitchen. You would all eat together, you'd be together every day, and of course you have your own home to go to relax and chill and have your own private time. I just met someone this week who is running a nonprofit program to promote the idea of multi-generational homes. He himself lives in a home with his wife, his children, and his parents that he has taken care of. So they purchased a home and they're remodeling it in such a way so that his parents have their own little apartment, his children of course have their rooms, and he and his wife have their space as well. So all of that takes money, but by combining the income from the parents and the kids and everybody else, then they're able to do what they can do. So multi-generational living is yet another option if that's possible in your family. But it certainly doesn't always have to be a nursing home or assisted living, as some of these comments we get. I even got one comment that said something like, how dare you want to put me, something like, how dare you want to put me in a place like that where they rape and murder you. Now I've worked in over 30 nursing homes and maybe a dozen or so assisted living facilities, and I would say the great majority of them, 90%, were amazing, wonderful places where things like that did not occur. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but it's not as common as you might think, or I don't know why you would think that immediately. But anyway, I wanted to clarify the intention of what I was trying to say, or my intention of that video was basically to look out for signs that are often, you know, misunderstood by family members or not even looked at, to assess if the senior loved one that you have can live alone safely. And also, as a senior, which I am a senior myself, do not assume that you can live safely by yourself, live safely alone forever. It may not happen. I mean, everyone wants to just live their life and die in their sleep, and that would be the end of it. But it rarely happens that way. My mom-in-law died 1 month shy of 102, and she spent basically the last year of her life in bedridden, declining almost very rapidly, actually, physically and cognitively, most every day, to the point where she just didn't even know how to feed herself. And once they did decide to put her on hospice, it took 12 days. She went 12 days with no food and no water. That's how long it took for her body to die. So it is not an easy venture for everyone. So who wants that? No one wants that, and I don't know many people who deserve that. Certainly she didn't. Anyway, so I hope I clarified that video. If you have any comments, of course, leave your comments. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We will, continue to have as many videos as we can possibly put out on all of these subjects that are so important, not only for older adults, but for family caregivers as well. Because at the end of the day, our goal is to help make your life easier and safer so that you can live every day as happy as you can. That's what we're trying to do. All right, thank you very much, and I look forward to hearing your comments. Take care. Bye.